Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Barely. Again, ahead of the schedule, and then almost almost as late to my own party, right? So good morning, everyone. Good to see you back. Javier, early bird. Yep, early bird. Morning, market snipers. Drop a like for your man, Jesse. Thank you, Javier. Appreciate that. You definitely do that. Can we look at Baba? Yeah, I haven't looked at Baba in a little while. It's been a while. Well, take a look at Alibaba. Martina, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Yeah, so if you're new to the channel, awesome. Welcome. The first half of the live stream, we're going to go through Bitcoin. Then we'll go through the altcoins. Then we'll go through the indices like the NASDAQ, probably the Magnificent Seven, and anything else that catches our eye. And the second half of the live stream, we'll cover your request. So just make sure to put in the ticker symbol. And if it's not obvious, like Alibaba, then or like Apple or something like that, or even like Bitcoin or Ethereum, then make sure to let me know if it's crypto or stock. I just don't want to chart the wrong thing like I have in the past, like Dash, which has stock and crypto. So put it all in, and then it helps me search for it very quickly over there. All right, let's jump into it. Let's get it going. But first, let's come over here. Let's do a little exercise. Let's get a little warmed up over here on the Twitter X app, and let's hit that like button. Let's hit that repost button, and let's even throw in a quick little comment over there. Whatever it is, just do that. Throw it in. Takes you 10 seconds, right? Takes you 10 seconds, and we did it at the same time. Or if you're on the YouTube app, do the exact same thing. Share it, like it, comment. The whole thing, right? So, all right, there we go. We did it. We did it. We're one of the few likes. Oh, man. I didn't grab water today. Oh, not going to be able to go too long probably today. Don't have any water with me. Ooh, got to stay hydrated, especially when you're talking so much to yourself into a camera. Bitcoin. Yep. I mean, still similar thoughts, right? Putting in the lower highs, putting in lower lows. Will this be a higher low, right? Will that be a higher low? We don't know yet. Too early to say. Let's take a look at it, right? So again, we mapping this out. We got high, lower high, lower high, potential lower high, right? Potential lower high. Then we have a low, and then a potential higher low. Too early to say as of right now. Too early to say as of right now. But it is possible that the low is in. It is possible that a higher low gets established here. And but we do know that there are concerns still out there, right? We're still not out of the woods yet. Even though there was a buy signal on RSI, even though there was the first time that happened in over 2 months, right? And then we do know that there is a MACD bullish crossover for the first time in 2 months as well, right? So buy signal on RSI, first time it's happened in over 2 months. Doesn't mean so. 2 out of the 3 things why we are out of the woods, but that third one, obviously, getting a daily candle close back above 73,100 ish, we would be fully out of the woods. And then we would be watching the rocket ship take off, right? Then we'd watch the rocket ship take off. So as of right now, we are still not fully out of the woods. And there are some concerns on the higher time frames. The higher time frames are lagging compared to the daily chart. But is it trying to tell us something, right? Is it trying to tell us something? If we look at it, there was an RSI sell signal on the weekly chart, still in bullish territory overall. MACD, there was a bearish crossover, but still in bullish territory overall. So it doesn't mean that, we're going to see a huge crash back down to $10,000, which hasn't happened since 2020, right? Doesn't mean we're going to come all the way back down to $15,000, right? So, anyways, those are the concerns. And then, of course, on the monthly chart as well. MACD, no bearish crossover on the MACD. Is the histogram going down though? Right, that's something we got to take a look at. There's no RSI sell signal. Obviously, that's lagging as well on the monthly chart. There was a reversal candle, monthly reversal candle. There was one back in November 2021. So there are concerns, right? There are concerns, and the trending dots are pretty far extended away, and could come back to retest those trending dots, similar to back over here, right? Similar to back over here. So we'll see. But as of right now, there are a couple positive signs on the daily chart. And of course, the weekly chart and the monthly chart could flip back around positive. They're just lagging because they're slow moving. They're slow moving compared to the daily chart. So that's what we'll continue to watch over here on Bitcoin. Is it putting in a possible higher low? We don't know. We will find out in the near future. Up 2% today. So if it does put in a higher low, we're taking out this pivot point over here at 64,000. Another one at 67,000 over here. And then, of course, another one. And then ultimately the 73,100 over there. Keeping in mind that, hey, the higher time frames do have some concerns, and the fourth target has never been hit. So we're going to continue to keep a close eye on it over here. Henderson, good morning. Welcome back. Good to see you back. Lawrence, good to see you back. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So that's Bitcoin. Not much has changed, right? Except for we're looking for that possible higher low. So we're looking for that possible higher low. Take out over here. It's going to start looking a lot better. You start getting daily candle closes back above 64,000. It's going to start looking better, right? On the daily chart. Start getting daily candle close back above 66,850-ish. It's going to start looking better. And then here, and then of course, back above here, rocket ship's going to look really good over there. If not, we're keeping a close eye that it doesn't come out, doesn't take out this pivot point down here at 58,275-ish. And if it does, then we would be expecting the fourth target to get hit. So we will find out. Ethereum, still similar thoughts over here. Obviously, it's not playing out exactly how I drew it a few days ago, but similar idea. However you look at it, right, you can see it's kind of, it just happened a little bit faster, right? Something similar to that. Doesn't really matter overall, but that was the overall idea, right? That it would pump up, come back down, put in a higher low, and then break out of this longer term downward trend line like that at some point, right? Of course, you got the arrow. If you start getting daily candle close back below here, something's different, right? Something would be off compared to this idea over here, and we would be aware of it, right? Solana, kind of map this out, right? This fractal was pulled from over here. So this fractal was pulled from over here. So this fractal has already happened recently, right? So do I think it happens again? Exactly. Definitely not. Will it happen, the overall idea like in this trajectory? Possibly. But we will see if it puts in like a higher low over here or not, and then pumps up into target 4, and then puts in another higher low, and then breaks back above target 4 again, and then of course back above 202.50 over there and takes off to the upside. So we will see on Solana, see if it's if it found support at the trending dots or not over here, breaks out of this downward trend line that was redrawn. It was over here like that, right? So it is still back above the downward trend line, possible higher low where the trading dots are. We'll see if it continues up on this path like that. Chainlink, still watching and waiting. Chainlink over here still hasn't broken out of this downward trend line over here. Man, I wish I would have gotten that water. I think this is the first live stream since starting September 2023 that I didn't have a glass of water, right? I've ran out of water, but I think this is the first time not having a glass of water to start off with. Ooh, I'm feeling parched already, 10 minutes in. Just looking at this empty Celsius can over here. It's not helping me. It's not helping me whatsoever. That's Chainlink, still watching and waiting, right? Bullish divergence. Is this going to be putting in a higher low over here? Oh, what am I doing? Is this going to be a sneaky higher low over here? Possibly, right? Possibly. We will see. Near up 8% today. Up 8% today. Nice. Nice. Will near hit this inverse head and shoulders target in the near future? Woo, great joke, Jesse. You've worn that one out a million times. It never gets old, in my opinion. So deal with it. Deal with it. So put in this possible inverse head and shoulders, right? Possible higher low. Not even a possible higher low. In my opinion, since it made this higher high and took out this pivot point over here, this is a higher low, right? This is a higher low. And then this is possibly another, looks like another higher low over here, right? Another one. So you get another daily candle close back above $7.50. It's going to be looking pretty good that, hey, retest this pivot point up here at $8.87. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only, and hopefully, we find some entertainment along the way. But this is just, for fun. We're just showing possibilities, right? And so I put on here, I labeled it the longer term target 3 or 4 that we mapped out at the very bottom when we were talking about buying near at $1.05, right? Our first buys were $1.05 on near. Those longer term targets have been mapped out. So remember, Bitcoin has hit longer term target 4 of 4, right? Near, this is longer term target 3 of 4. And Bitcoin even went on to go higher, went to target 5, made a new all-time high, right? So is it possible that near also hits longer term target 3 similar to Bitcoin? Definitely. Is it also possible that near comes up and hits longer term target 4 similar to Bitcoin? Definitely. Is it also possible that near comes up above the former monthly all-time high close, candle close, the monthly candle close, not the wick? Possibly, right? And then if so, possible rocket ship, right? But until then, will price come up here and retest $8.87? It's trending that way. It's trending that way. And then also the inverse head and shoulders would be at about $9. It would be taking out this pivot wick over here if it did. And then who knows if it consolidates more, right? So if it were to come up like this, right? Came up, lower high, maybe comes up like this. Comes back down, right? Consolidates a little bit more. And then maybe comes up and hits it like that, right? Of course, where we would think that things are different, or maybe it's going to go through a bigger correction, is that, if it starts breaking down from this upward trend line, right? So it's already established this upward trend line. And so as long as it stays above that and you're not getting, of course, they could go down below it and then reverse back up and fake everyone out. But overall, the general idea is, stay above that upward trend line, hitting these targets, making moves this way is a positive thing, right? Breaking back down here, breaking back down over here, not a positive thing, right? So pretty simple overall, keeping the concept simple and just watch what we know, what we think we know the best, right? What we think we know. Dot flat today. Oh, I was grabbing for my water. Dot flat today, up 0.2%. Has only hit one target so far, right? Only hit one target so far. Sand up 1.8%, similar to what we talked about on what was it, Chainlink, right? Possible higher low over here, and we want to see it break this other downward trend line. This is a more aggressive one over here at 43 cents downward trend line break. There was bullish divergence. Well, that's a higher low. Another possible higher low, right? Filecoin up 2.5%. Is this going to be a higher low? Possibly, right? So you have this arrow out like this. Another one out here, right? So this is the more aggressive one. Could pump up, come back down. Still takes some time to play out, right? It still could take some time to play out. Even if it comes up like that, could come back down, right? And then take off to the upside. So doesn't mean it's going to go straight up. It could. It could go straight up. But that's kind of what you could see there get rejected, or maybe it's more shallow, right? Maybe it's more shallow. So we will see. I'll go. Not much has changed over here since drawing this out. We're looking for a possible low, possible higher low, right? And we can make this a little bit smaller, right? There you go. And then it's breaking out of this downward trend line, possible additional higher low, and then we'll see if it goes after that. Then we'll see if it goes up after that, and possibly a pending buy signal in the near future again. I keep looking over there for my water. There's no water over there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Mana. There you go. Similar thoughts on mana. Similar thoughts on Cardano. Rari. We will see what happens. Kind of a weird phantom trend line I've got going on over here. There you go. There you go. Who knows? Who knows? There you go. Boom. There you go. Matic, right? Similar thoughts. I don't know. Some of these get thrown off. I don't know why. Just put it out like that. Atom down a little bit today. Could be putting in a higher low, letting the trending dots kind of catch up over there. Has hit one target so far. You got 4 targets laid out. SHIB still coiling, still consolidating, right? That's a long, good consolidation since March 5th. Top wick. Doge up 4%. Is this going to be putting in that higher low that we've been talking about, right? That higher low. We will see. We will see. We will see on Doge. Inge 3%. XRP, right? MicroStrategy up 5%. Breaking news. Breaking news just in. MicroStrategy has a pending buy signal. We've been talking about is this the bottom? Is it going to find support at target 4, right? Hit 4 of the 4 targets to the downside. We can remove these now. Hit 4 of the 4 targets to the downside. We didn't know if it would for sure or not. We didn't know if it'd fill these gaps or not. So there's a bunch of gaps. They're really small. They're really small gaps. What I always been saying, since posting my charts for 3.5 years on Twitter X app and stuff, is gaps work great as targets. Not all gaps get filled, but they do definitely work great as targets. And when they're going to get filled, we don't know exactly. But if it's trending towards a gap, they work great as targets. So a lot of smaller gaps. But target 4 was hit, looking like a possible higher low. And now we have a pending buy signal on, broke the downward trend lines, got back above the trending dots, all that stuff, right? All of that stuff. So there you go. A low, a possible higher low, pending buy signal over there on MicroStrategy. Let's flip over to the indices real quick, right? So we had a couple of drawings out here, and we've been talking about this on the live streams every day. So this is still the same, right? Still the same. Either it's going to put in a lower high, which could be price could battle all the way up to 18,600 and still put in a lower high, right? So we're going to keep this on here. Break below this here with a lower high, then we're going to expect lower prices. If it battles all the way back up here from this last buy signal, then we're going to see all-time new highs being put in over there, back above 18,600, right? So that's kind of our thought process and our line in the sand. As of right now, the daily chart is bullish and still trending up. So if you're in a long position, right, from back here, you're trying to push it as long as possible, knowing that this could be a possible lower high at some point. Here, let's put it like that, and then put out a phantom lower high over here. There always could be a double top as well, but however it plays out, right? You're looking at if there's a lower high, then red arrow down, right? Then red arrow down like that. There are some concerns on the weekly chart as well. Long-term bearish divergence would bring you back down to about target 4. Kind of lines up with target 4. So we're going to see if it does put in that lower high. It's something to pay attention to if you're a perma bull. And so it could look, obviously it could be like this, but anything less than that would be a lower high, and then that red arrow down, and then come down here. Any daily candle close back above 18,600, then is green arrow, and all of this would be removed, right? That's my own personal opinion. So let's keep going. Natural gas still trending towards target 3 and the gap over here at $2.42. Woo, making its move. SQQQ, the inverse of the NASDAQ. We don't know if this is going to be putting in a higher low or not. It's the inverse of what we just talked about in the NASDAQ futures. SP 500, similar thoughts. Dow Jones, similar thoughts. Russell 2000, obviously similar thoughts. We already covered this, talked about it. U.S. 10-year yields. Dollar had a pending sell signal again, right? So this was a low. This is a potential lower high. I'm sorry. This is a high. It's not a low. Oh, hold on. Time out. Yeah. So you've got a high here, right? You got a potential lower high on the dollar. So trade each chart individually. And because they're not 100% correlated, right? Not 100% correlated with every single asset, but many think and believe, which comes true, right? If the dollar is crashing, then it's good for, say Bitcoin, gold, stocks, all that stuff, right? But I could show you many times where it's not 100% correlated. So, but overall, many believe that. So, self-fulfilling prophecy, maybe. So that's the dollar. There's a high. Is this going to be a lower high? There was a pending sell signal earlier in the day when I posted the chart on the Twitter X app. It no longer is as of right now. Something we'll keep an eye on. VIX is all the way back down here. Could continue to put in lower highs. Has been all the way down here. Spiked all the way up. But it's good for risk on right now. When it's back down to these levels at $13, oh man, I keep looking for that water. Definitely want that water. I'm addicted to that water. Then it's good for risk on, right? Typically. So let's see. With the dollar breaking down, is this going to be a higher low for gold? We don't know. Had a couple buy signal. The last buy signal was over here at $23.20, and could be continuing back up and remove these targets to the downside, right? So silver, similar thoughts, right? Let's look at the Bitcoin mining stocks, and then we'll get into let's see, Bitcoin dominance. Still hasn't put in a new high yet. Bearish divergence, I believe. Let's go to the Magnificent Seven before we get into Bitcoin mining stocks. All right, so here we go. NVIDIA. We don't know if this is going to be a lower high or not, right? We don't know. Similar thoughts to the NASDAQ, right? Back above there, and then rocket ship, possibly at 955, right? Start getting daily candle close back above there. That is positive. Start breaking back below this lower. It could be a lower high, and then come back down and hit some of these lower targets over there. Meta could be coming back up to still fill this gap, right? Could fill this gap up here, and then could still put in a lower high. Who knows if it comes down, fills this gap over here. Back over here, we talked about it. You can go back to the live streams. Which gap would it fill first? This gap or this gap? Well, ever since then, all of May and the end of April, it's been trending up since we talked about that. Could come up, fill this gap, come back test this downward, the trending dots, and then continue upward, or continue all the way back down and fill this gap over here. So we're gonna leave that on for now. But we mapped that out a couple weeks ago, right? A couple weeks ago, and you got this resistance of the trend line to run into as well. So we'll continue to watch Meta. Amazon did not put in a lower high, right? Amazon is back above here. So you get a daily candle close back above 189. And that's pretty bullish, right? That's pretty bullish. Came all the way back down, hit this target here, and then started making its move back up. And looks a lot like a short squeeze, right? Short squeezing, taking it all out. So we'll see how the candle closes up here. The perma bulls would want it to daily candle close back above here and continue upward like that. One thing to watch out for is that, it's possible that it puts in additional bearish divergence as well. But as of right now, it's bullish on the daily chart. Trending dots are trending back up. Is back above this horizontal line right now at 189. So all things are pointing to being bullish. The weekly chart flipped ultra bullish again, right? Flipped ultra bullish again. And so probably don't want to be shorting here, right? Not financial advice, but you probably don't want to be shorting while the weekly chart is ultra bullish, while the monthly chart is still bullish, right? So that's what I've always talked about in the recorded coaching. All the videos in recorded coaching going back 2 years ago talk about that. I typically don't short if the monthly chart and the weekly chart are bullish and ultra bullish, right? I'll be buying the dip. But if it's like back here where, hey, you got a sell signal and then you start getting daily chart, swings to the downside, I'm shorting the bounces all the way down, right? Then I'm buying the dips on the way up, right? So that's my own personal strategy. Because what happens is if you're always picking tops, you're going to be wrong a lot, right? If you're shorting, you can pick tops for like taking profits. But if you're shorting and picking tops, you're probably going to be wrong more often than not. And so waiting for that lower high to be established, waiting for those higher probabilities with the weekly chart, also rolling over, having signs of weakness, the monthly chart, all that stuff, right? So trading with the trend, right? Trading with the trend, because you could short it all the way up, right? That's not good for your bank account. You could buy the dip all the way down. That's not good for your trading account, right? So, if you're shorting the bounces all the way down or buying the dips all the way up, right? So that's the way I look at it. You have to choose what you're into over there and keep an eye on Amazon. But the weekly chart is ultra bullish. Another MACD bullish crossover, breaking above 190 as of right now. And the monthly chart is still bullish, right? Monthly chart is still bullish. So let's take a look at Microsoft. Let's look at the daily chart. So you had that bullish divergence followed by RSI buy signal over here. You also had a buy signal. Trending dots are coming back out. So I don't know where this trend line was coming from, but let's see right there. So trending dots even broke out of the downward trend line. So the bearish divergence was cleared, in my opinion. Could it put in a lower high? Yes. But if it starts breaking back above here, similar to Amazon, there are higher targets, right? There are higher ANF targets that this one was never hit. ANF target 1 was hit over here. So that's what we're continuing to watch. Not much has changed over here on Microsoft. Came down, almost hit target 2, and started to break back over here, broke it back above like that. So alert just went off. Not sure if you guys heard that or not. Dallas White, Amazon ripping. Yep. Monthly chart is bullish. Weekly chart is flipped ultra bullish, and it's back above the all-time high daily candle close. So bullish as of right now. Let's see, Tesla. Similar thoughts. Similar thoughts to what I already drew out, right? We could probably take this off. It's pretty crazy, but kind of going through this bottoming phase possibly, right? So you've got Not going through the bottoming phase, continue lower arrow, going through the bullish divergence, bottoming phase, wherever that higher low gets established, whether it's here, or all the way back down here where that gap fill is at 147, are all possibilities. And then, of course, getting back above trend lines, getting back above over here, all of that stuff like that. So this gap was filled. There's still a gap down here as well. So we will see. Hello, 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 hello. Good morning. That's Tesla looking for a higher low to be established, whether it's down here, over there. We don't know. Down 1% today. Apple, right? Apple had that bullish divergence over here, a higher low at 169, and then spiked up, gapped up. There's a gap now at 173. Let's add that over here. 173 gap. Let's change that over here to the gap line. I like to do the yellow gap over here just so I don't have to label it every time. I don't have to label, hey, what's that yellow dotted line? For a long time, probably at least 4 or 5 years, I made the gap a yellow dotted line, and I've just kept it ever since. So I don't have to label it. I just know if I see a yellow dotted line, it's a gap. So is it possible it comes back, fills that gap, puts in a second higher low? Yes, and it goes up. But it did have that last buy signal here at 173, gapped up, and it could be putting in a higher low over here and then take off to the upside. So, 32 minutes. We got a lot to cover still. Google, not much really to report on Google. All right, let's flip back over to Sniper Top 40. That became the Sniper 200 or 100 or whatever it is. But the Sniper Top 40 refers to our sniper bot alerts of a potential buy or sell. HUT kind of flat today. I kind of drew this out back here, right? And then put in, if it takes out this pivot point here, then that would be kind of like your stop loss or mental stop loss, whatever your plan of attack is. Got this mapped out over here. Will it retest the 200-week moving average? Will it break out? Will it have another buy signal? Will it retest target 1? Will it retest target 2? Will it retest target 3? Will it hit target 4? Will it retest 200-week moving average, right? If so, it's a possible, let's see, from that last buy signal, it would be a 58% move. From current price right now, up to the same spot, middle of the target would be a 69%. So, but from that last buy signal, it would be a 58% move to target 4 over there. So a pretty good risk to reward ratio at 4.36%. Because if you follow me and see my coaching videos that we talk about, hey, if you have a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, not just a 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio, then you only have to be right 34% of the time to be profitable, right? So that's HUT. Hive was getting oversold. We talked about that. Did it finally find bottom? We don't know yet. See if all of these have to be redrawn because it was drawn from back here, right? So I got to redraw all of these. They'll probably be very close, but I got to redraw them all, right? Hive, still waiting for that, break out of that downward trend line as well. MIGI down today, fairly flat overall though. Still looking at the exact same drawing. So a low, see if it puts in a higher low, see if it breaks out, and then comes up and hits higher targets over here, right? It's only hit one target so far. Did not put in a lower low, so I don't have to redraw these targets, right? Bitfarm up 1.39%. Similar thoughts. CLSK up 4%. Possible pending buy signal. Possible higher lows. Still got this gap down here at 1057. Still keeping an eye on CLSK gap over there. Marathon Digital could have put in a higher low, right? So a low, a higher low. Let's clone it. Possible additional higher low over here. One target's been hit so far. And price is still back above target 1, right? Came back down, back tested the middle of it, right? Perfect retest. And now it's coming back up and trending towards target 2. So the probabilities are increasing that Marathon Digital comes up and hits target 2. And then we'll see about target 3, target 4. This is longer term target 2 out of 4, right? Longer term target 2 out of 4 is up here. So we'll see, if it breaks through all of these 4 targets and flips them from resistance into support, then we'll see if it retests target 2 and then see if it comes up and hits target 3 after that. So it's got a lot of work to do before it gets in there. Right now, we're just focused on it trending up towards hitting target 2, right? So that's Marathon Digital. Riot, flat today, right? Similar thoughts, flat. We gonna make it. I think we gonna make it. Had a pending buy signal again earlier today. Similar thoughts. Wolf. Iris Energy had that buy signal, was breaking out. Is it putting in another higher low by the trading dots? Cypher Mining. And then right? Just put out this crazy fractal. We don't know if that's going to play out or not. We'll put out that crazy fractal over there, and we will see how it plays out, right? Another higher low all the way up to fill that gap. Let's go. That's on. Let's see. Never had that buy signal, right? Never had that buy signal on Veritone. Had a pending buy signal yesterday. Never, but did hit target 1, even spiked above it. All right, so let's circle back and let's take a look at some of the requests and see how much time we have and see how we're doing on with no water over here. So let's go. Javier, early bird gets worm. Alibaba. All right, I haven't looked at Alibaba in a bit. Let's see, Alibaba. I don't know how long it's been. It's not like it's been a year or anything like that, but maybe a couple weeks. Up 1.43%. Yep. This is a longer term downward trend line. Hit the mic. Nope, we're good. We are good. Let's see. I had it drawn like that, right? So this is a longer term downward trend line going back to January 2023, right? So almost a year and a half downward trend line broke out of that year and a half, right? If you look at it from like a weekly chart standpoint, probably a little bit cleaner, right? Was breaking out in April and then had a buy signal on the weekly chart. So this could be the low over here at $58. And if any of you were in the Discord back in 2022, we talked about that could be the low. And then it went on this big rally. And then now it's just been correcting, right? So possible higher low, breaking out to the upside right there. This is a massive short squeeze, right? Massive short squeeze. So going back to the daily chart, right? Broke out of this year and a half downward trend line, buy signal, and we got a small gap over here. Let's see. Let's take a look. Still bullish on the daily chart. Still bullish overall. Doesn't mean it couldn't come in for a little bit of a retracement. Weekly chart looking good though, right? So maybe it comes back, establishes another higher low. The problem is it's been below the 200-week moving average since August 2021, right? So by investor standpoint, by many investors believe that if it's below the 200-week moving average, it's a bear market. It's been below the 200-week moving average since August 2021, almost 3 years. Has not retested it in almost 3 years, right? So at some point it will. We don't know when. It's been going through a bottoming phase for a long time. A bottoming phase for almost 3 years as well, showing that it's got bullish divergence followed by some higher lows, right? So it is possible that Alibaba comes up and retests the 200-week moving average. Maybe the bottom is officially in. Maybe these are higher lows on the weekly chart. There was a buy signal. So could take a long time to play out as well. Who knows how long? Of course, it could just spike up in a matter of a couple months as well and retest that 200-week moving average. So that's Alibaba. Not much really else to report on that. Let's take a look at the monthly chart. The monthly chart doesn't have a buy signal yet either. So since that reversal candle over here, it's been in a bear market since that reversal candle. So you had that monthly bearish engulfing candle on the monthly chart and a reverse candle on the monthly chart. And since then, it's been in a bear market. So possible low, possible higher low over here. RSI buy signal starting to show signs of life on the monthly chart as well. So it's possible that the Alibaba bottom is in. It's just it could go through a bottoming phase for much longer than what people think. Maybe it retests 200-week moving average, comes all the way back down. Maybe it takes a while for it to make a run, right? So that's Alibaba. Hope that helps, Javier. But lower time frames are looking good. Could be a pullback in the very, very short term. And then even the monthly chart is starting to show signs of strength over there. So some positives, right? What else? Oh, what was? Oh, I gotta take a look real quick. I had a request from one of the market snipers over there. ARKHAM, Arkham. All right, so let's see. Let's get back over here. So Arkham, what is Arkham? Let's see. Let's do all. Oh, got it. So Arkham, Coinbase, USD. I don't know if there's gonna be enough chart history on this one. Let's do that. Hopefully this is the right one. I don't know. I didn't get a ticker symbol. I don't know if that's the one. There's just not a lot of chart history on here, so unfortunately, there's not too much value that I can add. Even on, let's see, the 12-hour chart, right? Looks like an inverse head and shoulders. So one way to like draw this out more easily is by flipping over to a line chart versus candles, right? Because the wicks kind of get in the way and stuff. So if you kind of look at it from like this standpoint and you kind of see it like that, where, you're looking at, see, a left shoulder, right shoulder, and then the head, right? So similar to near, right? And you can kind of draw this out as like the neckline, right? And then the way you would kind of like, if you watch me for any point of time, you would know my point of like the odds of it hitting the actual price target is probably 30 to 35%. But you can still draw it out. If it lines up with other targets, great. It got pretty close here, and then there's a reverse candle. This is on the 12-hour chart because there's not a ton of chart history. But I could see a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then broke the neckline. Could be putting in a higher low over here, similar to the way I drew it out on near. And so it could be like something like that. So that's pretty much the only value I can add. I don't even know if this is the right one because the Discord member didn't put in, a long-time Discord member, a couple of years now. And he sent me 2 Market Sniper hats. He has a hat company, and early on in the streams, like back in September, I was wearing his hats over there. So shout out to Jesse as well. Not me, but another Jesse. Shout out to Jesse. Hopefully this is the right one. If so, it's possible it comes up like that, right? So anyway, so let's get back on the candles over here. Was that reverse candle? Probably bearish divergence on the 12-hour chart. There was. So it could come back in. So after that, the bearish divergence could be cleared as of right now. Possible higher low being established. And so we will see if that plays out or not. Target would be kind of up here like that. So, woo-wee, 45 minutes in. There we go. I don't see any other requests. How are we doing on likes? I've been out of water since the very beginning. Let's see. 16. Oh, come on. 10% of all viewers on the Twitter X app would be 50 likes. We have 15 likes besides the one like that I did. Help me, help you, help me. Well, I guess with that, since I don't have any water, I covered all the requests. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. We might be calling it here. We're right at 45 minutes. This is not inverse head and shoulders, right? Right? This is more about lower highs and lower lows, right? So at some point, we'll put in a higher low. We don't know. Solana, Chainlink, yeah, not much really has changed since we just took a look at everything near. Oh yeah, that was the inverse head and shoulders that we talked about, right? So with that, thank you for all of your support. I appreciate you. We will see you on the next live stream tomorrow morning, Friday. TGIF will be here right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time again. And until then, we will continue to sniper the markets together. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and we will see you on the next one.